Lenny, come here. He just forgot his name since I've been on holiday. Is this what dogs do? They just forget the name. Have you forgot your name? Have you forgot your name? Come on, come here, come here. See, he thinks I'm leaving him for the day. I'm not. My girlfriend's here. Come on. Lenny. Look at the shit I bought. Come on. I need to stop swearing. Maybe that's why I'm not getting many views. Look. Or maybe my content's crap. Here we have a kettle. This is workshop stuff, not necessarily for the Citroen. This is for the Citroen. So we've got a carburetor base plate. We've got these bulbs, which no one could get apart from Amazon. We have the ball joint tool. And we've got some liquid PTFE for some truck stuff I'm doing, and a special tool for Volkswagen Polo. But yes, these are the bits which I'm looking forward to. And are you looking forward to them? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay, let's go to work. Whew. Let's get in frame a little bit better. Let's get in frame a bit better. Oh, it's so low, this car. Bonjour et bienvenue à un nouveau épisode de Citroen BX. Today, we're gonna fit a ball joint, if my ball joint tool fits. We're gonna fit a light bulb, we're gonna bleed the brakes, we're gonna do some other things, which I can't remember. Story time, the guy who didn't build the car originally, the guy who had the car for 4 years and didn't do laws to it, he said he fitted a new throttle cable, but the throttle cable never fitted quite correctly. So, I'm gonna have a look into that. That could be the reason for our funky idle. So we're gonna do that as well today. First off is I'm gonna attend to my customers, quote some jobs, and then I'm straight on with this. We're gonna get quite a bit done today. I've noticed there's a couple of drops of LHM. I mean, the tiniest amount, nothing to be too concerned about, of LHM on the floor. At the front right. So maybe it's just residue of me spilling loads over the past repairs, and maybe it is just a new leak, but we'll have a look at that when it's up in air. But here it is. I've got today. Tomorrow, this video needs to be out because I'm trying to do one a week. I'm trying to be consistent, and you can't be consistent if you don't stick to the bloody rules. So here we go. I'm gonna try and stop swearing as much because I think that affects the algorithm. But if you have got this far already, like, subscribe, comment, share it with your pals. I want to make this channel grow, and I want it to be cool. Am I in frame? Hopefully I'm in frame. But yeah, I want it to be a cool thing. I want to build a cool community. So let's go. Okay. Ball joint. See that? See them little cutouts? This tool. So the idea is, do you hear my voice? So the idea is, you put the tool on, you get your ball joint in there, you buzz it off. Cool, right? That's very cool. So I don't know how easy that's going to be. If it's been replaced before, it'll just fly out, won't it? So that's the plan. So first steps first now is get this up in the air. First job in a BX is pump the suspension up. Therefore, the first job is always get in the bugger, give it no way did I leave the ignition on. You are joking. Whoa, I hope that battery's not dead. Luckily, it's got a 3-year warranty, so if anything was to happen, like the battery fail, I could somewhat get a new one off my supplier. Even though that is my own fault, let's hope they're not watching. But yeah, that's not good, is it? That's not a good start to the video. So you got to be careful, because it doesn't really, it's not really black and white as to what terminal is what. It's got N and P on it, to be fair, but still, I've seen so many people over the years put batteries on wrong. Please have some charge. Bugger, can't believe I've done that. It's been a week. That is not ideal. Oh no, that's very, very flat. Bugger. The face of a stupid idiot right here. Oh no, no, no. That's not good, is it? Bugger. Trusty snap-on. Come on, baby. This is up. Fucking stop swearing, Zach, but what an idiot. What an idiot. Right, see what happens if we do the turn off. She's charging 14.6, so we know she's good. Ugh. This snap-on battery booster is an absolute animal. You've got to be careful with the bugger. Very careful with it. I don't know how to use it properly, it's not mine, but yeah, it's an absolute monster of a charge booster, that. Is absolutely huge. That needs fixing as well. I might do that now actually. Wow, look at the state of that. Wow, shit, that innit? Well, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this situation here on the battery because I'm not quite happy with it. I don't think it looks very smart. So I need to get that on. Oh, I just need to keep positive about it all. Let's just keep going. I'm going to time lapse me. I'm going to solder these, crimp them together hard, and then hopefully I'll fit them all into one side because this battery thing here is far too fat, so that hole's massive, so I need to think of a way of getting it in nicely. We'll see, we'll monitor it. Sweet. It was just a bulb. Lucky me. Mint. Mint, mint, mint. So that's one thing fixed. That ram air kit didn't fit. Wonderful. So yeah, we've got bulbs now, which is good. Okay, next step, bleed the brakes. So I've heard you put your pedal down like that, you get a spanner. I don't think it really matters which side. This is how you do the fronts anyway. And the backs I'm gonna have to do a different way, but for now, we'll just get basically all you do is just get a little bit of air out of them. You don't even go mad, you just go, and it should just let a bit of air out, and then you call it done. As simple as that. So, yeah, it's not really a proper brake bleeding procedure. I've looked at some videos and this is basically how you do it. You get the pedal down. That's none of them. Must be an 8. I've already cracked these off another day, so I know these ones come out. So yeah, that's basically how you do that. So we get this on here. We will crank it till a little bit comes out. That's as simple as that, I think. A little bit of air in them. So we do this on all 4 corners. The back, I'll show you how to do the back. How to do them, because that's a lot different on the back. So what you've got to do with the back brakes is, your pedal's depressed, you're meant to crack these nipple off and let the fluid come out like normal. If it doesn't come out, you've got to jack up the back end so the wheels go up to where they should be, and that increases the pressure on the spheres, which then forces the brake fluid out, in theory. So I'm going to try and crack them like they are now. I've scrubbed them, I've lubed them. Let's see if they come loose. Nope. Might need some heat on these. They're tight, so I'm going to come back to you and see if I can get these undone. So I got the nipple undone. You can see all the air coming out there. See that there? So I think I'll be okay with this. Even though it's not under pressure from the spheres, that should probably be enough to do what I need it to do, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a block of wood, put it under here, and see if I can jack up this back corner, see if any more comes out. But for now, quite chuffed with that. If we go like this and jack up the back end, the more you jack up the back end, the more fluid comes out. So that theory is completely correct, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bleed bottle on and jack these up as much as I really dare, to be honest, and then leave it for a few minutes just to go out. So I've cracked it now a few times, tried to get all the bubbles out, and you can see here now, when that's raising up now, there's not really any air in that one bubble there. So I'm going to call that somewhat of a success if I wipe that again. Don't let loads out, I don't know if that's right or not, but this is better than it was, because so I try and focus on that. You see there's a bit of air coming out every once in a while, but I'm getting instant fluid now, whereas I wasn't. Okay, so with plenty of heat, plenty of scrubbing, it's come loose, and when it comes loose it brings a load more rust with it, so give it a good scrub up best we can. My spanner wasn't working. I don't know where I've just put my spanner. Don't know where that's just gone, but I just ended up using a ratchet for the 6 points because I got more engagement. This one was going to round, but now she's okay. So if I just keep coming out with this nipple a bit, so now I'll be expecting some fluid, which I still haven't got. Plan will be to jack it up, get some fluid out of there somehow. So let's just go and find my spanner. Great success. We have a puddle of LHM on every single corner. That's my pal who's literally just turned up to jump in, put his foot on the pedal and hold it, held it, and we've had multiple wee-wees around the car, and it's gone from brown sludge to green alien piss, which is what we know and love, LHM fluid. So I can safely say that now the brakes are bled, which means that these discs should clean up a bit. Obviously I'm going to put new ones on eventually because these are wafer thin, but I need to get shit working first before I start replacing parts, because now these rear brakes should clean up. This should clean up because they are now bled, so I need to just get some brake cleaner on it, clean all this up, clean my floor before it destroys my rubber mats even more, and then away we go. So, why have we bled the brakes, you may ask, is because the reason I've done it is just because I think it wouldn't have been done for 20 years maybe. And the other reason is that because it had such savage suspension leaks and LHM fluid was everywhere, correct me if I'm wrong, this is just information I've picked up from Haynes Manual, various different blogs and videos on YouTube, is that when the LHM level drops to a point where the vessel is empty, which is that thing, the rear brakes are the first ones to stop working. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. So what I've heard is that if your LHM fluid runs low, your front brakes will work, but your back brakes will not really work. Which is why when we took it for a roll test, the front brakes have started to clean themselves up a bit, but the back brakes are non-existent. And that's the reason why we bled them. It's so that they have no air in now. They are fully bled, which means they should start working again, as they should do. So that's the reason why we've done it. So I can tick that off the list. That's a big tick off the list, because you never know with bleed nipples. Luckily, bit of heat, bit of just patience, everything will always come loose. Bulb is done. Next up is we'll do ball joint next, and go have a go at that and see how we get on there. But up to now, I'm ticking them off the list, and Yeah, unsure whether to go for MOT or not today. I'm unsure. We'll see. We'll have to see. Okay, here is said ball joint. Not doing a lot. Here is the heat shield that goes around it. This thing here, which has seen better days. This has been done before. Can you see all the chisel marks? So I'm hoping just to get my gun on and just blast it off now. If it's been off before, it'll probably come off again. Is the theory? Holy moly. Straight out. Straight out. Look at that. Get this one in. Shall I put grease on? Maybe a little bit of grease. Nothing too much. I don't really want it coming out. If we get a bit of copper slip, give that a bit. Oops, sorry, camera's not on it. It was quite tight to be fair. Oh my god, look at it. She's going in. She's going in, boys. So, we'll get my gun on it. Give it a bit of a blip. Might see if I can find a torque setting actually. Give it a blip and then see if I can torque it. We'll see. No torque setting, so my gun will be enough. So that'll be fine, he says. You're meant to also knock through. There's supposedly some points here. Can you see those bits there? Meant to knock up there. And also, yeah, that's it there, I think. And that'll do. That will allow it to not come out, supposedly. So I'll do that now with a chisel and go from there. Okay. So that is now on. Crimped over a little bit, not ideal, but that's as good as that's getting. Does this side still have that dust boot? So it does, yeah. I will eventually put another ball joint on one day. And another CV boot, but like I said, just trying to get the bugger running first, which he is doing well. Right, so let's see if I can rescue this dust boot. It's really bad, that was really bad. So, if we have a look here, look at the state of it. It'd be nice to put it back on. Let's clean it up, straighten it all up in a vise, and I'll be back. There is absolutely zero way I can get that shield back on. So I'm absolutely wounded, but it is what it is. I might have to, I don't know really, see if I can get some new ones, because that'll melt eventually if the brakes get hot enough. But that's a bridge we're gonna have to cross when we get to it, but it is what it is for now. So I have to live with it and go from there. Okay, drop link back on, track end back on. Ball joint on. Drive shaft on. That's done. That job is done. So we no longer have a knackered ball joint. What to do next is the question. Okay, took it for MOT. Why not? Took it. Got no fuel. Stop smoking a bit. We're going. Look at that. Look at that. Buzzing. So you can see, past an MOT, done it. Next step is cam belt, water pump, oil change, spark plug, etc. But I can go and drive it now and enjoy the thing and try and create a new list for us to do. So that is it. I think job done. Okay, so remember I wanted the airbox and I wanted this ram air kit. Turns out that doesn't fit, which is a lot of expense. So I'm going to put this back on with none of the secondary air shite. It can just suck in whatever it wants. But I'm going to give it a good spruce up now, take it apart, put a new filter in, and away we go. Right, because of the crankcase ventilation system, see all the oil in the bottom there? That all needs clean now. Also the foam, that'll be from the original filter, that foam. So all that needs cleaning. I'm going to douse that in brake cleaner, give it all a good scrub in there, and then put a new filter in. And this will have to do for now. Bit of compressed air, bit of brake cleaner, bit of elbow grease, and she's good. So let's get this here now. Let's get this Febby air filter. Let's get that. And this literally, all it does is just gently sit in here. It's a bit crude, isn't it? That's literally it. That's literally it. Weird. So that's as crude as it gets, really. And then this top goes on and locks on with that 10mm nut. And I swear to God, it's as simple as that. And then I put, oh God, then I'm going to put it all back together and call that another job done. Okay, airbox back on with none of them at the back, so it'll be sucking air from the back, which is a bad place, to be fair, because that's where the heat is. It could ideally come with, it'd be good if I could get something up, over, down into there, make it a lot quicker then, a lot better, and blank off that bit, ideally. But now I'm going to try the spark plugs again. So cylinder 1 and 4 was so tight that, can you see that? The porcelain cracked. Luckily no fragments came up, but I've blown the cylinders out and they're all okay, seem to be, so that's good. So let's get the new spark plugs out. First thing first, double check that they're the same thread, same depth. Last thing you want to do is put the spark plug that's too big in and blow your engine up. Second step is find the Haynes manual, find the spec for the gap, and then torque them. So spark plug gap is 0.8, and that's it. 0.8, 25mm done. So let's flip the camera and go for it.
as you can tell, I'm ecstatic with that. Absolutely ecstatic. It's a bit on a whim. I was like, shall I take it to my pal who knows about BXs, or shall I just take it to the... I've got 3 MOT garages a walking distance away from mine. I took it to the guy I trust the most legit guy I know. I took it to him and said, right, I want you to look at this as if it is a random person off the street. I want this car to go through a full MOT. Obviously, I'm not saying he wouldn't do a full MOT. He always does my cars perfectly. And it's passed. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. He put it on the brake rollers. The brakes are mint, so I bled them all right. The backs are working. They're in tolerance. They're on the lower end of the tolerance, but you never know. You never know how good they actually are on the vehicles. I might put another BX on and they could be the same, but either way, they were passed. Front brakes mint. Found nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Got a couple of noises when I'm driving. I need to do some research. I don't know if it's that CV joint. I don't know if the top mounts are a bit iffy. The spheres kind of move as you go from left to right, so it's almost as if the spheres are moving too much. I think they should stay completely solid, because obviously there's a hard pipe on them. They shouldn't be moving when you're turning lock to lock. So I don't know if if there's a top mount bearing under there that needs to be done, but I'm just thinking to myself, if I do that, does the LHM fluid have to be drained again and refilled? Don't know. But this is the next phase of repairs now. The next phase of repairs for me now, personally, is cam belt, water pump, oil change, hit the road for a bit, enjoy it, do some things. I'm getting an insurance quote off my insurance broker who does all my workshop insurance. Probably next week now. It's Friday, late Friday, 5 o'clock. That's where I'm up to. I'm stoked though. So next week I'm hoping to get the cam belt done. If I have a spare 3-4 hours, I can box the cam belt off. I might do it on the floor. If I do it on the floor, it won't inhibit my workshop space with customers, etc, etc. So that's where I'm at. I hope this video is a good one. I'm going to try a bit harder to edit them a bit better. I'm going to try and actually upload all the videos to my MacBook and use YouTube Editor, YouTube Studio to edit them, put some music in, make them just a bit more professional, because I'm really enjoying making videos. So yeah, if you got this far in the video, comment with a baguette emoji. Yeah, a baguette emoji if you got this far, and then I know you're a true follower. But yeah, if you could do the age-old like, follow, subscribe, comment if you can, get this algorithm pushed and get this Citroen, you know, popular. I want it to be a popular car. I want people to recognize it. So yeah, thanks again, guys.